Okay, and we're back for another episode of Space Up the Podcast, episode 8. I got my good friend, longtime friend here, David Bone, and we're just going to be sitting around talking about whatever comes to mind. So,
what's up, Mikey?
Oh, not much, man. Just been living it, doing the pod. Got the back. I fixed the backdrop. The backdrop, it was a little bit creased. I noticed it still is a little bit, but I fixed that this morning. And I don't take it down. It gets kind of in the. It's a lot to set up.
You're living the brand.
I'm living the brand. I moved this. I moved so I can. My TV's behind here, so I can still watch TV. What I do is when I'm not recording, I'll move it like this, so it's matched to that one, and then I can't. My bedroom's over there, so it blocks my bedroom door off. So sometimes in the mornings, if I'm not quite awake, when I go to leave my room, I'll smash into this backdrop. Bust into the backdrop with the Kool-Aid Man, so sometimes that gets a little monster action, get some energy going.
Monster action. Well, thanks for having me today. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah, you were saying.
I like the set. It's pretty.
Yeah, no, I like it too. Do you want to hear the origin story of why I started the podcast, or you probably know already?
Do I ever? No, I would like to hear it.
It started with shower curtains.
Okay.
I was looking for a Star Wars shower curtain for my bathroom, and I couldn't. I found these backdrops. I'm like, oh, those would be great for a podcast. And I was like, oh, I should start a podcast. So I ordered them.
There you go.
And that's how that started.
Nice. Sometimes the best ideas are the ones that come out of nowhere.
Get my fume going.
What is that, anyways?
It's just flavored. It's just these flavored air. It's like a quit smoking aid.
Oh yeah.
It's like quit, and it's good. It's just for that. It's got these. This is maple pepper. Smell that.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of gives you a bit of a throat hit, and it just to take away this sensation.
Sure. Hand to mouth thing.
Yeah, nothing comes out or anything.
Oral fixation.
Yeah, and it's just I'm a fidgeter, so it's nice to fidget with too. And yeah, we just had lunch. We had a big lunch at Mr. Mike's.
Mr. Mike's, thank you, burgers. Thank you, Mike. We didn't meet Mike.
No, we didn't meet Mike. No, I think the guy running it, his name is Sam.
Oh, okay. Well, one day Mike will be there.
And we had some burgers.
We did burgers.
I get the poutine. That's how you say it. That's how you say it the French way, right?
Poutine.
So? Huh?
I don't know.
Poutine. Do you remember Dance La Poutine? There's this French song. Remember the show French Kiss on Much Music?
I remember French Kiss, yeah.
Okay.
I vividly remember French Kiss.
There was this rap song that would play called Dance La Poutine. And it was this guy dressed up in a poutine, and he's like, Dance La Poutine. And it was like a French rap.
Amazing. I miss Much Music when they would actually play videos.
There was I listened to a podcast the other day. There was a guy, can't remember his name, but he was a VJ for a few months. He got Much Music in 2013. This was after I stopped watching it, but Much on Demand. It came on after school or whatever it got. You remember Much on Demand?
Yeah.
And then apparently he would swear too much, so they fired him because he would curse on live television.
Oh wow.
He would drop F-bombs and stuff like that. What's his name? Something Parnell or yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Do you remember any VJs? Mr. T?
Master T. There was Rick the Temp.
Rick the Temp.
Campanelli.
Yeah.
There was the guy. They did a VJ search one year, and I think there was this guy from Winnipeg. I might be wrong on that. Bradford Howe. He was kind of like a goofy everyman kind of guy. Yeah. Sukian Lee.
Okay. Yeah.
George Stroumboulopoulos.
Who was the chick that Miller? She went on to host some dance Canadian. So you think you can dance Canada?
That's slipping me. But I remember when I was younger, coming home 4:00 from school, and at 4:00 was a show called The Wedge, which was all alternative videos, and then at 4:30 was Power 30, which was metal videos. So I really cut my teeth on a lot of those. You get home after school, and that was I think before they did Much on Demand, or it was, and they did Wedge and Power 30 at different time slots on different nights after that, but it used to be 4 p.m. after school. Those are, you could see some pretty cool videos.
They would do the Wedge on in the evenings.
Yeah, Fridays, I think.
Fridays, the Wedge in the evenings, and then the Punk Show
with
George Strombo.
Yep.
That guy's blown up, huh?
Yeah. What's he doing now?
Well, he does the Strombo George, or he does. It's called the George Stroumboulopoulos Show on CBC.
Okay.
He interviews like Canadian celebrities. And he's got a pretty big Instagram following. This was a few years ago. My friend's TV had gone. She was watching the George Stroumboulopoulos show, and her TV just all of a sudden froze, and it froze on his face. And she took a picture and commented it and tagged him, and he's like, and then he commented on it. So
Nice.
it was kind of cool. I don't know. Let's give you a little shout out.
Nice. I think Robin Black worked for Much Music for a while. Am I wrong?
Yep. No, I think you're right. Robin Black.
Yeah, I met him in Saskatoon at a UFC. He was
really
a cool guy. Yeah, he was already working for the Fight Network at this time.
He hosted. Well, I told you when I went and saw the CFC fights a few months ago. My nephew was fighting, and he hosted that. And my nephew got to meet him, and he had no idea who he was. But I'm like, yeah, he's from like Pinawa or something like that.
Yeah, Pinawa. Then he was a hairdresser in Winnipeg. He was in a band called the Ballroom Zombies. And then, of course, Robin Black and the Intergalactic Rock Stars. But before that, he was in Ballroom Zombies. They're like a glam metal type band. And I saw them at Aussie's, the basement of the zoo.
Really?
I was like 14 or something like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you've been to a lot of concerts, huh?
Been to a lot of shows, yeah. Not so much anymore now that I'm old and I have responsibilities. But I used to go to...
What was the last show you went to?
Deftones in August. That was amazing. Yeah.
I'm getting confused. Is that ska?
No. Deftones were like...
I'm thinking Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah, they're good too. Deftones were a new metal band that came out in the late 90s, and they were popular around the time like Korn, Limp Bizkit, all that stuff was a thing.
Okay.
And but they've had longevity. They've been, unlike all those bands, like there's a nostalgia thing with those bands right now. Korn just played a sold out show at the Canada Life Center. And,
really?
But Deftones have been releasing music ever since. Like they haven't really stopped. And they put out a new album recently. It's awesome. And now because of TikTok, which is something I'm very unfamiliar with, they got popular again with the kids.
Really?
So yeah, it was.
TikTok popped off. It's a lot of people got rejuvenated careers because of TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok and there's until something else. Until there's going to be another app. Like I used to make a joke. I used to have a joke about Media Demon. It's like have you have you heard of the new? Yeah, and then I was making a joke. When I worked in a restaurant in Winnipeg, there was this girl who was like on all the social medias, and I was like, and I just literally just made up Media Demon, and she's like, oh, I'll download it. It's in the App Store. I'm like, oh boy, Media Demon, it's inside
of you. Your next obsession is possession. What was the last show you've seen? You don't do a lot of concerts.
I don't do a lot of concerts. I don't have the. You have to really be into. What was the last concert? Well, if you want to count Suncatch or like it's a lot. Which Suncatch, for those of you who don't know, it's like a local Morden thing. They set up and they have live music. What was the last? Who played at Court and Apple last year?
Oh, a 90s cover band.
No, it wasn't it.
The last year was like a really disappointing.
Oh, really? 90s cover. Do you know who's coming this year?
The Tea Party. I am super pumped about that. It got dropped on April Fools, and I'm like, is this some kind of sick joke or something like that? Because that would be a really cruel joke to play, but no, it's real. And
really,
I think they were kind of saving face from last year's debacle, where we had a solid bunch of years in a row where there was really good Canadian rock bands playing at the Corn Apple. Like the year before was The Watchmen and the Econoline Crush. And then the year before that was Sloan and 5440.
Okay.
Or am I getting those mixed up?
So the last... No, you're right. Econoline Crush was... So if you want to count those shows, the last like show where I went and bought tickets to was Cancer Bats.
Okay.
I went with Phil Unruh and Victor, I can't remember his last name, and Rick something. I can't remember. I don't know. I remember with a few friends. And we drank the whole way there, drank the whole way back. It was, that was before I got sober, obviously.
Yeah.
But That was the last show that I went to. Who else was there? Cancer Bats was the headliner, and there were two other bands. 3 Inches of Blood, maybe. They were like it was like heavy stuff.
That makes sense.
Um,
Was it Manitoba Metal Fest, perhaps?
No, it was at Brooke Isaacs Theater. No, Brooke Isaacs Theater, is that a theater?
Burton Cummings.
No, it wasn't. It was really close to. I can't remember. That was so long ago. It was in like downtown, like North End almost. It was
The Bulldog Event Center. Was that it? Possibly. Was it a pizza place?
No.
Oh,
No, it was it would look like it was an old theater.
Oh, okay.
Like an old movie theater.
Interesting.
And then Crash Test Dummies at Harvest Festival the year before last. That was a good show. That was fun. Even though I didn't pay for that either. That was a free show, but like Crash Test Dummies, yeah, they did all the classics. They brought the hits.
I'm only familiar with actually a few of their songs. Like I know they're a legendary Canadian band and everything, but I just never.
Are they Canadian? I didn't know that.
I never liked the guy's voice and everything. Like I remember, I like that Peter Pumpkinhead that's on the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack. Like that's a banger. But other than that, I don't know. I can take him or leave him. But it's still a good score for Winkler to get.
Peter Pumpkinhead, and the reason why they got such a big band is because of COVID. They had such an because they hadn't done Harvest Festival. They had such an influx of this money that was saved up and coming in, so they splurged and got a pretty big name. But I don't know how much. You'd be surprised at how much some of these bands would cost. Like I remember Grand Buffet.
Yeah.
So me and Crossman were talking about this a while back. This was he wanted to try to get them at Trav's, and he looked into it. It would cost them $15,000 to get Grand Buffet to come out, buy their plus airfare, plus putting them up in a hotel. Like, and they weren't, and this was 15 years ago. They weren't that big. Like they were just kind of.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to them a little bit lately, like Candy Bars, and like they got Grand Buffet. Now they have something new. The one guy, I don't know if it's Mastodon or Mr. What are their names? Grunge, Lord Grunge, and Mastodon. I don't remember who's who. There's a skinny guy and a bigger guy.
I think it's Grapeadon or something like that, if I remember correctly.
And then one of them has a group, Mrs. Paintbrush or something like that. He's got like a solo thing. The guy that used to like wear face, like he used to put like stuff on his face on his show, like exfoliate. He used to say he was exfoliating while he was performing.
That's right.
But you saw them live, right?
Saw them live. They opened up. Oh, that was a crazy show. They opened up for Wesley Willis. I don't know if people are familiar with who Wesley Willis is. But
Rock and Roll McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's the song he has?
Yeah. He was, I feel like looking back, that guy was kind of probably exploited. Like he was a very mentally challenged man.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like he had to tour with handlers and stuff like that. Because
really?
He was, I believe, his diagnosis was schizophrenia, but if you ever met the guy, which I did, like you would see he just wasn't right. And so they prayed him on stage and he plays little songs. But looking back, I don't think that would hold up now, because I think there were some advocacy groups not okay with that. But he seemed to be enjoying himself. And yeah, Grand Buffet opened for him along with this other band who were pretty awful. And I forget what their names were, but they didn't fit the bill. But Grand Buffet was cool.
I like their style. How they use like kiddie beats. Like when I say kiddie beats, I mean like on those little kid keyboard things, or like like the preset beats on a keyboard.
Yeah,
like din 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 din.
Yeah, they're different. I didn't know they were still around. I haven't actually even thought about them in years. But I mean, $15,000 isn't much when you think about like they're from the States and they gotta fly up here. They got to cross the border.
And then I heard that I don't know how much but Crash Test Dummies, how much that would have cost. I'm just in comparison. Because that's like 4 or 5 people, and then
like I know a guy that did the booking for the Corn and Apple for years, and he was throwing out some numbers. We were sitting around a fire having some drinks a while ago, and he was throwing out some numbers as to what some of these bands charge, and it's anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah. I heard Crash Test Dummies was $80,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. And there's quite a few members in that band too, I believe. I think there's like 5 or 6 or something like that. So the more members of the band, the more expensive it's going to be.
You got to put them up, airfare, unless that's all included in their cost. But then they make money selling merch. I don't know how much merch they sold, but going back to Rock and Roll McDonald's by Wesley Willis. Do you know that song's about because he's from Chicago, right?
I believe so.
So there's a McDonald's in Chicago, it was a famous McDonald's they called Rock and Roll McDonald's because it was 24/7. It was which was rare back then. It was 24 hours, and it was where everyone would go after the clubs and the bars, and it would get crazy.
Wow.
And there's a place in California called Rock and Roll Ralph's on Sunset, which is like a Ralph's is like would be like our superstore,
Yep.
or whatever. It's like a grocery store, and there's a Rock and Roll Ralph's on Sunset Boulevard that's 24/7. And apparently, that's where everyone goes to get like their booze and stuff after hours.
Nice.
And it just brings up the worst people. So, Rock. We don't really have. There's nothing really here that goes 20. Like I was talking to before about DoorDash and how there's like stuff that's like 7-Eleven doesn't do DoorDash. DoorDash doesn't do 7-Eleven. Like the whole point of being able to order on your phone is that you could anytime, like if let's say you need Tylenol at 3 a.m. whatever, 7-Eleven, but DoorDash stops at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you can't even get like the 24. We need a delivery service where you can get like, well, Tempo's not 24/7 anymore. It used to be. It's midnight now, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think DoorDash and other places is probably like a 24-hour thing. I just think we live in a small enough community that where there's not enough drivers, or they're just not offering that service here yet.
Have you ever delivered food?
I mean, I've had food delivered from places that have.
No, have you ever been a driver?
Oh no.
That's my driving.
That's here. Yeah.
That's I ordered Domino's last night, and then there was and the guy was saying, it's busy. Everyone's treating it like a Friday. We have 9 drivers on. And when I drove, I never made any money when I drove delivery driving, and I drove for Domino's. I didn't make, and because they have so many drivers on.
Yeah.
It's like, if you only have 2 or 3 drivers, they can make some money, but then I guess maybe they'll be too busy. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think I could ever work a job that involves food, because you deal with people that are hangry, and if something's wrong, you're the first one to hear about it. Like serving, delivery. And I love to cook. Like I like to cook at home for my family when I'm not on a time constraint. But knowing that this food needs to get out and needs to get perfect, like I couldn't do that.
I worked in some pretty high-end restaurants in Winnipeg, and it's food art. It's art that you eat, and it's so stupid. Like I remember getting critiqued on there was a salad. It was a walnut strawberry salad, and if I didn't have the strawberries positioned just perfectly, and I'd just be looking, like rolling my eyes at my chef. Like I'd be like, this is gonna be shit in half an hour.
Yeah.
Like really. This is that's not. I'm not cut out for the cooking, for the high end cooking. Like I did it a lot just because it was jobs that were easy to get and there was plentiful. But I can't make edible art or even it's a high pressure thing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pretentiousness involved too in the food scene. Mm-hmm. And I love food. I would consider myself somewhat of a foodie, but I don't like the pretentiousness of it. I think it's takes the fun out of the joy out of eating.
It does, and it takes the joy. I love cooking by myself. Like I love cooking for myself. Like it takes the joy. Like it's like a mechanic's not going to work all day and then go work on his car at home. Maybe some would. I don't know, but like a chef. Then you just cook all day for people who don't appreciate it, and you go home and cook for yourself. No, and so I when I cook for myself, I appreciate it, and it's fun. It's fun for me to like experiment with certain things and try to and not have to like you watch these cooking shows like Gordon Ramsay, and he's like, oh no, there's only one way. What are you doing? There's only one way to. You have to do this. No, there's more than one way to skin a cat, my friend.
Yeah,
you don't have to. You don't have to slow cook your eggs. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Like.
I wonder where that saying came from. It's more than one way to skin a cat.
That's interesting.
How many cats had to die for that saying to become a thing? Rest in peace, my feline friend.
Yeah, that's a good question. More like, could you picture someone skinning a cat? Like, I've skinned deer before. I don't know how would you. I guess you do it the same way. Now I'm thinking about it too much.
What would be the purpose of skinning a cat? I mean, maybe it's not a house cat.
Did they eat cats back in the day?
I'm sure. I mean, different cultures probably still do.
Yeah, I wonder what cat tastes like. I'm wondering if I'm wondering if there's a cat. Oh, what did I hear? If you've eaten Chinese food, I bet you everyone, or not even just Chinese food, like not even like if you've eaten out at a restaurant, like for, I'm wondering if we've ever eaten cat or dog unknowingly.
Unknowingly, I don't know.
What are the odds of that?
Probably pretty low, but if I'm none the wiser or whatever, I don't know.
Like I've eaten some pretty weird meat before where I was like, what's that?
Yeah.
You ever had goose gizzards?
Yes. Oh well, turkey gizzards. I've had
Turkey,
turkey gizzards.
okay.
Gizzards are like a delicacy. I actually buy gizzards from Co-op sometimes to feed to my dogs.
See, that makes sense. My dad's a goose hunter and a bird hunter, and he'll shoot ducks and geese, and he'll sometimes give me goose gizzards, and I'm like, don't give me goose gizzards anymore. I've never tasted human before, but I can imagine it's such a gamey, granulary. It's such a weird texture and gamey. Like it's like I'll eat anything else, but just not
Really?
goose gizzards. Yeah.
I like weird meats. Like I'm all up for trying, as long as it's prepared right and like
Like the gizzards is the muscles that grind the food up in the stomach.
Yeah,
The stomach muscles.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's organ meat, right? So
Right.
organ meat's often gamey and texture problems, and
I'll eat goose liver pate all day, like goose legs, deer liver, deer heart. Like but not. I've even heard people eating like deer kidneys, there's like especially like First Nations people or like Anishinaabe, like they don't waste any part of the animal.
Yep.
And so they'll eat like everything, but or not just First Nations, but any like this old school people or whatever. But like
even just avid hunters, like I think people
right,
that
like
hunt
my dad,
a lot,
yeah.
people that hunt a lot find uses for it all, and yeah, heart is good. Like I've eaten animals' hearts.
Liver's
before.
really good. Apparently, you're supposed to eat liver raw. I can't get myself to do that, not because it's gross. I don't have. Okay, what's your thought on this? You're a fitness health guy. What
so
eating raw liver, is it safe to eat, or do you get worms if you eat raw? Because like,
well, I think eating any raw meat, I don't think liver is any worse on the spectrum of raw meats than anything else.
are you cooking out nutrients when you cook meat?
I
heard you cook out when you cook liver, you cook out all the nutrients.
I think there is some truth to that. Like there are people that are on completely raw diets with raw meat and all that stuff, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it to comment on it, but it seems to be, you're asking for health problems if you're eating raw meat, because you would have to know that your meat's being stored at a perfect temperature. And
I don't have an appendix either. I had my appendix removed when I was 9 years old. Appendix, do you know what the appendix does? It helps you process raw meat.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how. I don't know. I just don't. I cut you off. I don't know what you're saying.
What's the weirdest meat you've eaten?
The weirdest. When I was, did we eat squirrel when I was a kid? I thought one time me and my dad were squirrel hunting, just like with 22s when I was younger, plinking, and I'm pretty sure we skinned a squirrel. We butchered a squirrel. Did we cook the meat and try it? I don't remember, but I know that for sure. I had alligator when I went to school for a semester in Altona, and they have a full-on kitchen there where they teach culinary arts to students, and they experiment with different kinds of meat or they do different dishes there. And they had alligator one day, and I tried that. And that was it was like fishy, kind of like lobstery.
Yeah.
What else have I had? I can't think of anything.
Horse?
No. Have you?
I've tasted horse.
Really?
I've tasted horse, tasted bear.
Oh, bear I've had. That's to me, that's not weird.
Yeah.
My dad's done bear hunting before. Bear, elk, moose. But yeah, in terms of the weird, I think alligator is probably up there. The squirrel, rabbit. We had rabbit growing up a lot. Rabbit haunches. We would go rabbit hunting and then make rabbit stew. We were very, what's the word? My dad would hunt whatever a lot of it was what they grew in the garden, and what me and my dad would hunt, and we didn't really buy a lot of meat at the grocery store growing up.
Yeah. That's the way to live. I mean, if I had the time and knowledge to do that, I would like to do that too. But who has the time?
Oh yeah, and then there's all these gun laws, and then you got to get guns. ammunition is expensive, and then you got to go hunting and you getting permission to hunt on people's, because there's very little crown land left, and I shouldn't say that, I don't know, let's fact check that, but everyone owns something. Everyone owns land pretty much, so you have to always get permission to hunt on people's land.
Yeah, I've never hunted in my life, so
that's odd. Yeah,
poor excuse for a native.
That's funny.
I do my hunting at Walmart for the clearance meats. It's like, oh, this is cheap. It's coming home.
They have good deals there.
They got, well, if you go to Walmart at the right times, I mean, it's random times, and they mark down what's expiring the next day, like their best before date. They'll mark it down 50% the day before. So if you're there at the right time, you can get like all your meat for 50% off, and throw it in the freezer, and it's good to go. Like, I rarely pay full price for meat just because it's too damn expensive.
I shop at Superstore mostly. What's Giant Tiger's meat situation like?
Horrible. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend meat from Giant Tiger whatsoever. They have a very small fresh meat section, but I don't know. We've had like rancid chicken there before, and if you get their pre-cooked frozen stuff, like, it's even worse. Like, I don't know. Really, it's not good.
Giant Tiger's. A lot of people swear by that place, though.
It's good for your essentials, like if your milks, your underwears,
right,
just the essential stuff.
Laundry detergent, TP, stuff like that,
canned goods. But for anything higher end or anything like that, like, you get what you pay for, right? And I don't like going too cheap with food because,
putting it in your body,
you get what you pay for.
Yeah. Oh, and groceries are so expensive now, man. It's insane.
It's horrible. It's horrible. What do we do about it?
I don't know. Rob Carney. No, I keep calling him Rob Carney. Mark Carney. Rob Carney.
Sounds like someone we used to know. Or something
yeah, Rob Carney. Mark Carney. He said something about a grocery tax. Are we getting that?
I think that's Wab Canoe.
Wab Canoe is talking about groceries. That's right. He was eating a rotisserie chicken at Superstore, and he's like, tax-free chicken.
Groceries are already not taxed, so I think you guys probably talked about this on an earlier episode, but like, groceries are already not taxed, so the only thing you pay taxes on is like ready-made stuff, pre-made stuff, prepackaged stuff, like bottled water, that kind of stuff. So what you actually are going to save is minimal now, because most groceries, like, you go buy a pack of chicken breasts and a thing of pasta, there's no tax on that. So if you're eating healthy enough, you're not really paying tax anyway. So what they're actually doing is just taking the tax off the more unhealthy or prepackaged items, which is fine. Sometimes you're in a hurry and you want to grab a wrap or something, and there'll be no tax on that. But it's also, there's a loophole. There's also, like, your store has to be a certain size. So like, your mom and pop convenience stores on the corner are still going to be charging tax because they're too small.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just more government bullshit to make you think that they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I don't know. I always say I try not to talk too political because I just don't know enough about it, and I don't really care, to be honest. Death and taxes, we're both going to have two things you can't avoid.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I try not to involve myself in things that.
Not my monkey, not my circus.
Yeah.
I love that saying. I heard that saying the other day, and I love it. I've been saying it a lot. Yeah.
Well, going back to concerts though, too. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I stopped going. That, and just,
because it costs
life. It's the cost. Like,
yeah. And
go ahead. It's not just your tickets. Like, it's your drive, your gas, your food,
snacks,
and then driving back. Like, some of these club shows, like, you go to a show in like a bar. Sometimes the bands don't start till midnight, and you're there. It
goes late.
It goes late, and then you drive home yet. And back when we were younger and partying, it was like whatever.
Yeah, it was no big deal. It was fun.
I mean,
and that's another thing. I think sober me isn't a huge, like, the last show I saw that I paid for was, I was still drinking, and I haven't really seen one because I just don't have interest. To me, it's like a party thing. Like, I'm not going to go to a bar. If I'm not drinking, why would I go to a bar? To me, that's like a show is basically a bar with live music, kind of. And it's just, it goes late. I've never been a huge fan of live music. Like, now I listen to music still, I'll have my earbuds in when I'm working or whatever, but like, I'd rather listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
I would sooner go to a live, if Tiger Belly or Bad Friends came to Winnipeg, like, Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith did a live podcast in Winnipeg a few years ago that I didn't go to, but like, I would go to, the last stand-up show that I went to was Chris D'Elia.
Oh yeah?
That was more recent. That was at Club Regent Event Center.
Oh, nice.
I like, so I would sooner go see a stand-up act or a live podcast for me personally, because I just music standing there, like I'm not a dancer really, like standing there and just being like,
You're kidding.
or sitting there. Yeah, I'm not a dancer.
Believe it or not, folks.
Believe it or not, I'm not a dancer. There was William Montgomery had this joke where he's like, yeah, my friend is paralyzed from the waist up, which is a blessing because he's a dancer. He can still move his legs. You know who William Montgomery is,
Of course,
right? Yeah. Kill Tony. Oh, that's what I was going to bring up. Kill Tony WrestleMania. Did you see that?
No, you can't see it anywhere. I don't think. Can you?
It's not out yet. It comes out. It's going to be on Netflix.
Okay, well, he did a special last year at last year's WrestleMania, like, and that.
So they're doing a Kill Tony WrestleMania. Kill Tony. I don't know how they're going to do it, but Triple H is going to be there. A bunch of other people. But it's a combined WrestleMania and Kill Tony are coming together.
Yeah, I think that already happened last year.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they did a show after WrestleMania last year that you can't really find anywhere, and I don't know why. Like it was, but
this is something new, I think.
Well, they might be doing it again this year.
Oh,
because WrestleMania is in 2 weeks from this weekend. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Okay. Yes, April. That's right. Okay. You know it is. They are doing it again then. Okay,
yeah.
Maybe.
And the thing that didn't make any sense to me is they didn't put it anywhere to be like you can't watch it anywhere. I think
they're doing it on Netflix this time.
That would be cool. I'll watch that.
Okay. Yeah. Triple H is actually really funny. Did you watch the episode when he was a guest?
Yes.
Yeah. He was pretty. Him and Carrot Top. Triple H. Yeah. I thought he used to have hair. Or was he?
Oh, sure. Bald? Yeah, he had long hair.
He had long hair. Okay, yeah. Triple H.
Flowy locks.
Who does this?
Oh, Diamond Dallas Page.
Or is it?
Oh, it's this. It's because it's a diamond.
Oh, it's a diamond. Yeah. Diamond Dallas Page. Okay, I was getting confused. Have you seen the movie Ready to Rumble?
Yes. Oh yeah. Every wrestling fan's seen that movie.
Oh yeah. What's another? That's like poker people seeing rounders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready to Rumble. Great movie.
Yeah, there's quite a few wrestling type crossover movies. Like, do you remember No Holds Barred from the 80s where Hulk Hogan was in it? And Tim Tiny Lister, he plays Zeus. You know, big black guy. He's bald.
I'm not a huge. I got into wrestling a little bit just because of some podcasts, but like, no, he's black. He's a big black guy.
Yeah, he's bald. He was in a few other movies. Like,
I haven't seen No Holds Barred. I've heard of it. Yeah. The Hulk Hogan movie.
Yeah, he was an actor, and because that movie got so big, he actually did some stuff in wrestling. So he was one of like the early actor wrestling.
What was his name?
I believe it's Tim Lister, and his nickname was Tiny. I believe. I could be wrong.
Big guy's Tiny.
I hope I'm not confusing him with the guy from the Green Mile, because that's a different guy.
That was Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, different guy.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I used to get Ving Rhames and Michael Clark Duncan mixed up all the time.
Oh yeah.
Ving Rhames is still very much alive.
I can see that.
Yeah. I just can't wait for it to become summer. I'm waiting for summer, and I'm gonna do some walking, some biking, get my bike out there, and maybe do some fishing with Papa. And I'm just waiting for summer. You?
It's been an extremely rough winter. I get seasonal depression pretty bad right after Christmas. It usually starts like first few weeks of January, and this year just hit me extra hard. It's one of the reasons I've been avoiding coming on here, because I just felt like, I'm just feeling like crap, and I don't really think I'd be an entertaining guest, but it's coming around.
Everyone says that. I try to get my buddy Mitch on, and he's like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Well, what do we talk about when we're not when there's not a camera going? We talk about nerd stuff and comic book stuff, and like.
Thing is too, and like we were talking over lunch, is there's lots of stuff we could talk about.
Yeah.
But not everything is for public viewing. You know
That's
what I
true,
mean?
yeah.
Like there's Dave and Mikey private jokes, and Dave and Mikey public jokes. For your international audience.
International audience, yeah. I think the highest views I had, I think the first episode has 140.
Really?
The first episode has the most views.
How many of those are you?
None. You made that joke earlier. You had to make that on the camera. You had to get that on camera. No. Are you sure it works that way? If somebody, I guess, if you view something more than once.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never made my own YouTube content. I think
I got to get better at editing. I got to be able to edit and throw stuff in there, like when you mentioned Tiny Lister.
Yeah,
like throw a picture of him in there.
You show the
like
for No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
classic movie.
Did you ever watch? What was that nanny movie he was in? Mr. Nanny.
Was he in Mr. Nanny? He was also
Hulk Hogan was Mr. Nanny.
Yeah, he was Mr. Nanny. He was also in a movie called Suburban Commando, where he's like a guy from space. Or he's hunting down an alien, and he's a commander from space, and he comes to like this neighborhood called Suburban Commando. Yeah,
really.
And he was in Rocky 3 as well. Yeah. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, R.I.P. His daughter Brooke had that reality show. Brooke Hogan had that reality show. What was it called? It was on MTV or Much Music. Well, I think it was MTV, but it was Brooke Hogan. And then does he have a son that's trans?
I don't know.
Or no, I can't. Maybe I'm getting something confused. But he had a son that's now is the. Anyway, do you know who Brooke Hogan is?
I know of her.
Okay, yeah.
I don't follow a lot of reality TV, so I probably wouldn't have watched that.
I don't watch. I watch maybe an episode of the Kardashians once in a while because I like Travis Barker's reactions to some things, but like because he's married to dating Khloe or Kourtney or married to Khloe or Kourtney, one of the Kardashians. Yeah, I don't know. What do you watch lately? I watched a lot of cartoons lately. For some reason, nostalgic from when I was a kid. I'm watching like DuckTale, like Darkwing Duck and Tailspin and He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
I feel like I don't consume as much content as a lot of people do. And I mean, I'm a professional wrestling fan, so that means Monday evening is Raw.
Okay.
So that's 2.5 hours.
Right.
Friday evening SmackDown, that's 3 hours. They went back to 3 hours, which I don't think they should, but it's another story. I haven't really watched, like I watched the new Stranger Things when it came out. That was a few months back already. Last season of Stranger Things.
Okay.
It was pretty good. The season was hit and miss, but the finale kind of tied it all up really nice. So I enjoyed that. We watched and I'm not much of a comic book guy, but we watched the Penguin.
Oh, was that good?
It was really good.
Really?
It really grim and gritty and just.
It's a movie?
No, it's a series.
It's a series. It's a series. Season 1?
Yes. Yeah.
One season so far?
Yeah.
Is it Robin Lord Taylor, the same guy who did the Penguin on the Gotham?
No. It's what's his name? Oh gosh, he was the same guy that played Penguin in the Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's a spin-off from that movie, which I actually haven't seen.
And it was good? The show's good?
Really good.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Really good.
Is Batman in it?
No. Like, you see, like, I don't want to give too many spoilers.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's really the story, like the origin
Netflix?
story of the Penguin. Paints him as like more of a mob boss than a goofy, like this.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it's Crave.
Okay.
I'd have to double check.
So many streaming sites.
There's so many streaming sites. I just find it hard to commit so much of my time to watching stuff. And like I say, I watch a episodic TV program that never ends. Like wrestling doesn't take time off.
Right.
It's 52 weeks a year, unless it's for some reason Monday falls on Christmas Day or something. Then they do a clip show or something like that. But it never ends. It's like a nonstop, never-ending thing. So,
what's a heel? Explain to me what a heel is. Is that a bad guy?
It's a bad guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So a heel's a bad guy, and a face or a baby face is a good guy. And so there's heels, there's faces, there's lots of wrestling lingo. Like there's a whole dictionary that could be made with the wrestling lingo out there.
So Logan Paul is a heel.
He's a heel. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a really good heel. Like,
yeah.
He's the kind of people. There's two different kinds of heels.
What's Ronda Rousey?
Oh, she's not really in wrestling right now. Like,
well, did you see the Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight coming up?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah. I'll watch it. And like Nick Diaz is on that card too. So
who's he fighting?
Mike Perry, Platinum Mike Perry. He was doing bare knuckle boxing. He was had a UFC run.
Who do you think's gonna win, Ronda Rousey or Gina Carano?
At this point, I don't know. If this was like 10 years ago, I would say Rousey for sure. But
Gina Carano, she got bigger. Okay, did you see the episode of Joe Rogan Experience when she was on?
No,
she was a chunk. She was a chunky girl. Even in The Mandalorian, she chunked up a bit. She had to lose a lot of weight for this fight. Did she get fake boobs?
I have no idea, man.
They look bigger.
I have no idea. I mean, it happens to people's bodies as they age. Right?
I guess,
like it's, especially like with women. I mean, men too. But estrogen levels change and things change, and she was fighting at a high level for a very long time, so it doesn't surprise me that she stepped away and gained a few. I mean,
yeah, she stepped away. She got
happens to the
chonky,
best of us,
like big. And then when I heard she was fighting, I'm like, oh, she slimmed down again. But her boobs almost look bigger than when she was chunky. So I don't know. I focus on the wrong things. There's like
that's not on the tail of the tape, Mikey.
Tail of the tape. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she doesn't fight anymore. She's retired, or is she coming back for a fight?
I follow UFC.
She got fake boobs.
Did she?
Yeah. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Yeah.
Okay.
They talk. Michael Bisping used to have a podcast with Puerto Rican Rattlesnake, Luis J. Gomez.
Yeah.
And they talked about it extensively for an hour about how if it's going to change her fighting, if it would change her like her way of, because she got him before she retired, so she fought a few fights with her fake boobs, and they were wondering if that was going to change her fight style, her dynamic at all. Or
I don't follow UFC the way I used to. Like I watch if there's a fight card on TV for free and I'm at home, I'll watch it. If there's a really big fight, I'll try to watch it somewhere, but I used to watch it religiously, and I just
we had pay-per-view. You would pay for the pay-per-view. I came down and watched fights at your place.
That's right.
I watched some of the big ones. I watched What's His Nuts get his leg cut in half, or
Chris Weidman or Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva wrap his leg against around that guy's. That was deadly. John Bones Jones kicking that guy in the face, knocking him out.
Yeah. We go back a long time. Like it's got to be 20 years. I remember. Yes. I don't specifically remember how we met, but I do remember seeing you around the first time, or maybe initially. We met
2008. Was I still living at the Star Motel?
It would have had to be before 2008 because me and Candace got together in 2008, and I knew you before that.
Okay, it was 2007. 2007, we met at Rick Weep's place. Men's group. Yeah, and then
even before that, though, I have early memories of you. Like I think you used to pop in at Hillside Church every now and then, right? At the rec center.
Yeah, so maybe.
I was working at the rec center at the time. With Doug.
Yeah,
and I remember, working at the rec center. I was actually involved in Hillside Church. Still am. I was going to Hillside Church, but I remember working Sunday mornings, and I'd see this guy slink up in this trench coat and these big dark sunglasses. It was you, and you had a trench coat on, looking like you were about to shoot up the school.
I don't remember ever owning a trench coat.
You definitely had a trench coat and like dark sunglasses. And I remember always thinking, like, are we safe?
Was it a trench coat or was it a big coat?
I don't know. It looked like a trench coat to me. Like it had some Columbine vibes.
I've never owned a trench coat. I wish I did. I'd want one. I want a trench coat.
Maybe that's a false memory.
It's okay. Maybe
I have those sometimes.
You described me looking like the Terminator. Trench coat, dark sunglasses. And I have my walk. Aaron Crossman went as me for Halloween one year, and he walked. I'm like, do I actually walk like that? Like I walk like a lumber almost. And I was like, I don't remember walking like that.
I could have sworn there was a trench coat. But I mean, you would know better than me.
Yeah, no, I've never owned a trench coat ever.
Wow.
But yeah, no, maybe. We didn't talk until the men's group thing. That would have been 2007. And then it was a good time. We met, we became friends, we laughed, we cried.
Yeah, I did some of that.
And partied.
Too much, probably, but
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you want to talk about, but
I don't mind talking about the past. It's the past, so.
Okay, do you remember when we did like Corn and Apple weekend, and we both took a lot of those ecstasy?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think those were really ecstasy though. Honestly, like I don't think they were, and I think that's why we kept taking more and more, because I don't think they were actually.
Yeah, I ended up in the hospital. And you went to work a 10-hour shift.
I went to work. And you remember how that evening started too? We were walking uptown, and before we even got uptown, this house full of pipeliners got us to like chug beers with them.
Are you sure that's the same night?
What was that? Well, that was definitely Corn and Apple.
And then they were breaking glass bottles.
Yes.
Filling them like
was
beer
that
bottles
night?
With water. And that was a different night. That was not, I'm pretty sure that was a different night.
Different year even, maybe? Because that was Corn and Apple. That was definitely Corn and Apple, because I know me and you came.
It may have been the same weekend, but it was a different night.
Different night. Oh man, we went hard.
We went hard.
Yeah.
And then I don't think we did ecstasy that night, did we? We might have. No, because I met these two guys came out from Swan River or Swan Lake rather. That the ecstasy night was the Swan Lake night. One guy ended up in jail, and the other guy, I can't remember what happened to him. But we went to the liquor store. We bought a bunch of bottles of booze, and one of them smashed on the way back to my place. That was in 2008 for sure, because I was living in that basement suite on 6th Street.
Yep, I remember that place.
Yeah, and then that was the ecstasy night, and then that's right. I went to the hospital, and then I got released, and my heart rate was like
Yeah,
it was high, the 175. I want to say resting heart rate, which is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I did 10 or so hits.
I think there was 10. I think
and they were those thick yellow ones with dolphins on them, yellow dolphins, right? Yeah, there was something else in there. I don't know. That wasn't, because there's no reason why you have to keep taking them and taking them.
10 hits of real ecstasy you would have probably been dead, or at least.
Do you remember the red Fleur de Lis?
I don't know, man. I remember lots of stuff.
Yeah. I just remember the one night we got these red Fleur de Lis, and the guy we got them from had said, KK, only take. Oh.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
KK, only take. Don't take more than. These are really strong. KK, don't take more than 3. KK, because he didn't say KK that much, but for the story, don't take more than 3 or something like that, or don't take more than 2. And Dave was just like, and then you were like. You had bought 5, and you're like, he always says that. He always says that they're never that strong. And you took all 5, and you're like, I should have taken all 5. I should have taken all 5.
Yeah, that sounds like something I do. I was such a wild man back then. Like I'm honestly, like, honest to God, blessed that I never died from some of those.
Me too, man. Knock on wood.
The things I would mix, and like I would do, ecstasy, but then I would do cocaine, and I would drink like a dozen beers, and it's just a mixture of everything. Like that kills people, and I'm just quite thankful, by the grace of God, I'm here, because there's been times that I shouldn't have made it. You know what I mean?
I know, me too, man. I remember my dad said to me once, this is after I got sober, obviously. He's like, yeah, there were nights where I woke up in a cold sweat thinking that I was going to get a call and have to come identify the body.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's dark. That is dark.
Yeah.
But I was worried that I was going to have to come identify, and he called out to identify the body. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad he never had to do that. That would have been tough. And, but you know what? I've always had anxiety. And so I wonder if a lot of the times I've been in the hospital a few times for ODing, and I'm like 3 times, I think. And I'm wondering if and two of them were self check-ins, like me going there. I did too much cocaine or whatever. My heart's like, and like, I'm wondering if a lot of that's my anxiety.
Yeah.
And maybe or like the ecstasy thing, maybe I didn't have to go to the hospital.
Maybe. I don't know. I just remember that stuff particularly being really dirty. Like it wasn't, there was something wrong with that stuff. You know what I mean? That particular batch.
Right.
So I'm not surprised that it affected you badly. And I have really bad anxiety too.
I was also on prescription medication.
That's the thing. That's another thing, right? That's
you shouldn't really be. Well, nobody should do drugs, but if you're going to do drugs, you really shouldn't be mixing them. Like I know that like ayahuasca is a big thing right now.
Yeah,
a lot of people who are sober, they swear by it. It's like, oh, it's a healing thing. It's not about getting high. It's to heal, to get rid of old trauma. It's like, I have Jesus in my life. I don't I don't need to drink a tea and have a 24-hour trip to get rid of trauma or resentment that I have from parents or wherever.
Yeah.
Resentment against police or whoever. I don't need to do that. I just forgive and but people, what's the whole point of the ayahuasca? You can't be on prescription medications to do it. There's a whole bunch of rules. You can't have heart conditions. You can't have this. You can't have that. You can't have, you can't be on any medications. So I was like, well, that's a good excuse for me to not ever do ayahuasca. And then people doing DMT and like, they call it Cali sober. Like people who still smoke weed and do like hallucinogens, like anything from the ground. Like the DMT is not from the. I'm pretty sure that's a synthesized, man-made substance.
Pretty sure.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. You ever miss those days?
No, not at all. I don't regret them.
Yeah.
There's a different, like, I don't have regrets. I think that if you have regrets, that means that we don't have a time machine. There's no Doc Brown. You can't, if you regret something, that means if you could change it, you would. I wouldn't change it. I think it's made me who I am today, and I learned a lot of valuable lessons from those days.
Sure.
So I don't have any regrets, and but I wouldn't do them. I wouldn't want to do them over again.
No.
That's past. It's the past.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you look back with things like in a nostalgic light, where it's like, oh man, remember that time? It was so much fun. But in the chaos of it, I don't think I was having a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Like, I think, like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I had fun. I have fun now. I had fun in rehab. I had fun over lunch. I'm having fun right now.
Yeah, you're an easily amused guy.
I'm very easily amused. I don't need a lot to be happy. But yeah, I mean, New Year's Eve, I went to the bar with some friends. I was the DD. I had a great time, and I didn't drink, didn't do any drugs. Like, it was fun. I DJ'd strippers a couple months ago, and then that was fun. And again, sober, and just, I don't need, but I wouldn't have been able to do that in my first 3 years of sobriety was probably the hardest.
Yeah.
It was even tough working like in a restaurant with the bar, and there's like people getting drunk, and like, or coworkers going, in the restaurant business, all the cooks and servers go out to drink together afterwards and party. And it's like that movie Waiting, like that's true. It's actually happens. And so here I am, like a year sober, and I'm in treatment, and I'm just like white knuckling sobriety at this point.
Yeah, it's tough.
It was tough. I was like, oh, I'm gonna take no, I'm good. They invite me to go out for drinks. Like, no, I'm gonna go hop on a bus back to my rehab center.
And see, I'm the opposite of you. I am not easily amused. Like, I am often bored, and my go-to kind of baseline is anxious and, like, kind of depressed sometimes. Like, maybe not full on depression, just kind of like ho hum, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I produce a lot of natural dopamine, which is one of the reasons I think I was drawn to substances in the first place, because first of all, they pretty much took away my anxiety. I mean, some gave them more, but they take away my anxiety. They gave me something to do. Life was risky. Like, apparently for people like my kind of brain set, like people that are drawn towards addictive personalities tend to, like, in another life would have been really good, like barbarians and fighter pilots and, fighters and stuff like that, because there's a thrill of that risk. But instead of, becoming a fighter, I became a drug addict instead.
Yeah.
And because it's risk and it's chaos and it's kind of living on the edge of your seat. And there is something to be said about being sober, where you have to kind of concede a bit of a boring life. Like, you have to, and that's one of the things I notice I struggle with sometimes still to this day is just, and not like I'd ever want to go back to using drugs or anything. Like, I never would, but the boredom sometimes almost takes me over a little bit, because I'm not the kind of guy that I can just pop in a movie or play a game and become stimulated.
That's me. Yeah.
I like to go out. I like to see things. I like to see people. And unfortunately, most of the places you go are,
I think that's why I'm glad I have ADHD, because yes, I'm always looking for I'm always looking for stimulation, but it's very easy to obtain that, like popping in a movie, playing video games, like I'm never bored. And when I do get bored, it's just easy to flip that around. I don't know. It takes time. I have more fun now sober than I ever did back. It's an illusion. Drugs are an illusion. Like, you need people that think that they have to get drunk or have to get high to have a good time. Like, I'm sure people. I know people like that.
Oh, yeah.
I know people that are so boring, and I met them in treatment that I knew beforehand when I used to party with them. And then they would come to treatment, and then I'd be like, why are you so boring now? It's like, oh, this person needed drugs and alcohol to be fun.
Yeah, it becomes your personality.
And it's like this, or even a guy, I won't say his name. I don't want to put him on blast, but he's my friend's neighbor, and he like, my friend will have parties at his place sometimes, and the neighbor will come over and just be the most loudest, obnoxious, fun, like, person. And then I ended up working with this person about a year ago. I worked with this person, and he was so boring. And I'm like, and I told him, I said, man, you're like boring. Usually you're like, rah, 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 like, and he's just like talking about, hey, Mikey, how's it going? And then he's like, oh, And I'm like, is it because you're at work or is it because you're not drinking? And then I'd see him a week later at my buddy's place, drunk, and it's the exact same, like, completely high energy. I'm like, man, you only are fun when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Like, you are boring and this sad, like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, like, oh bother.
That's funny because that's what my wife would say I'm like.
I don't think that, really. I don't think you're like that.
No.
Like, we have. I don't laugh. Like, I'm pretty balanced with the meds that I'm on lately.
Yeah.
And taking it. I'm pretty I don't like go on these complete, like. Remember how I used to just laugh like really obnoxious and like I would just have these laughing fits.
Yeah.
And I don't really have those anymore. But over lunch today, I laughed really hard. Like some of the things you said, and like I laugh. Yeah, I don't laugh a ton. I still do, but like it takes a lot for me. I have to be entertained to. Something has to be really funny to laugh at it. But I had another thought. But and you didn't do any treatment program. You've never been to rehab or any kind of treatment program, hey?
No, I mean, and to be fair, like I always managed my addictions to the point where I didn't, like, I was a very functional addict. I wasn't an everyday drinker until a little bit later in life. And, with a drug like cocaine, I couldn't afford to do that every day. So that was like on payday, right?
Right.
But then I got into meth, and that became, like, meth is not a party drug. It becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's something you need every day to function. It's like your morning coffee, because the minute you stop doing it, you get so incredibly tired that all you can do is sleep. So you're using it at work, you're using it at home. And I mean, that's been many, many, many years since, but that was about 2 years every single day. That was the hardest thing.
Wow.
That was hard for me to quit.
That's crazy. You could do that on your own without a program. I wouldn't have been able to do without the program that I went to. I wouldn't have been able to. But I had legal stuff and criminal charges to deal with too. But like there was a lot going on when I was there. But no, good on you, man. That's awesome that you could have that. Be able to just drop a habit like that, and not even that, but just to function, to still go to work, to still take care of your family and do this and do that and be, I could never. I was a one trick pony.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough those years too because I was hiding it from people. Like my friends didn't know, my wife didn't know. Like I was literally like,
oh, go ahead.
I was literally like sneaking off to the bathroom to snort lines of meth, and still had a job and still had friends that had no idea. And
there was a point, and we don't have to get into timelines at all, but there was a point when I was still living in Winnipeg and we would talk on Messenger, and it was like 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And looking back now, I'm like, oh, was that when
yeah, nobody's up at 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah, just talking.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would work all summer doing landscaping, and then I would get the winters off, and so I would be up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning playing video games and messaging on the computer. Like, so for me, it was normal. I could do that and then I would sleep till noon or 1 in the afternoon. But then I was like, and looking back, I wonder if that was when he was on meth.
Yeah.
So that would have been.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, we won't get into some of the things, but I just remember some of the things you would say were like, just seemed a little bit outlandish.
It really like rots your brain. And I was pretty lucky not to be one of the ones that ever had like any kind of psychosis or anything,
Right.
I wasn't smoking it. I wasn't injecting it. And it seems like those two are the ones that caused some more of those problems a little bit more. Like I would just snort it because I was doing it very privately. So like, wasn't smoking. I didn't want to smoke anything, or I've never done intravenous drugs, thank God. So
me either.
But I think that part saved me, and just God's grace saved me as well. But I never got the full on psychosis. Like there were times where I felt like I was losing my mind. Like I was convinced that things weren't as they were. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just getting really paranoid and stuff like that. But I mean, I just got to the point where I got convicted of it. I was like feeling like, not convicted by the law, but
I know what you mean. Conviction.
By God and convicted by, I was lying to my wife, and I was, hiding things from everyone, and I was also having to deal with sketchy people, and that was one of the worst things.
That is,
the police were convinced I was selling it, or at least telling me that I was, and it was just getting scary. So I was like, and I wasn't, obviously. I'd never,
right.
I've never made a good drug dealer because I would have just done it all.
All right.
Like, so.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before.
So it just got to the point where I knew I had to be done, and I was done. And I had tried a few times before. I think I made it like 6 to 8 weeks previously without using it, and I went back on, and yeah, I was done, and I was done, and
That's awesome.
That was it for the hard drugs.
Going back, talking about the intravenous thing, I've only done meth 3 times. Back in the day, obviously, and I almost shot it the one time. And when I say did it 3 times, you don't like 3 binges or whatever, like 3 weekenders or whatever, like was what I mean. And like, and I almost shot it the one time. I had the thing on, the belt on around my arm, and I was about to, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm just gonna snort mine. I'm just gonna snort it. And I guess, which I'm glad I didn't do, because apparently, like, once you start shooting stuff, that's like that's the best way. Like, also it's like you have to go to school for 4 years to give needles, to be a nurse. Like, these people that are injecting themselves with illegal substances are not registered nurses. These are not people. Like, you need to be a registered nurse. To me, it's like, how do you know if you miss a vein? You collapse a vein. Like, you get a prolapse vein, which where when you pull a needle out, the vein comes with. If you're using a needle that's been used a lot, it's barbed. Yeah. Like, have you ever heard horror stories about that?
I haven't, but
so it's just, there's so much that can go wrong. So that's why I didn't do it. Mainly, and I was scared that I would get like whatever. But
I think it's another level, and like that's something I've never done, thankfully. And I do, from the people I've talked to that have, it's a whole nother experience. But that's an experience I don't need to have.
Yeah, that, and I don't know. There's just so many. There was something else here. Meth is that's one of those things, and it's like same with like meth and crack. Those are 2 drugs that I've done a handful of times, but I never got into it. It just seemed more like a lifestyle than a recreational drug. It seems like something, this is what you're doing now, and you're looking around, you're paranoid, and you're constantly wanting more of it. And it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, this is like a commitment.
Yeah.
And I like a relationship almost.
and I think meth is so prevalent now because it's cheap. And I don't know what the prices are anymore, but I have no idea. Like $100 for a gram.
Okay.
Sometimes even cheaper. And I wasn't a super heavy user. Like, I would do just enough to get by. Like, especially close to the end there when I was fully addicted.
Right.
I would try to make it last. Like, it wasn't like, you get a bag of Coke and it's like, let's see how fast I can do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's good. Whereas meth, it's little bits at a time just to make sure that you're staying at a certain level to make sure you can function. Right. And it's all out addiction is.
I remember the first encounter. Not the first time I did it, but I was 17 when I remember when meth first came to town, and there was a guy I was working with at a restaurant who I was trying to get weed. I asked if he could get like a gram of weed, and which was at the time was like $15 a gram. This is how old I am. And then I mean, now you can go to the store, you can go to a dispensary, and for $15 you can get like an eighth almost or something like that. Like, it's ridiculous and cheap now. But and then he's like, no, but there's meth. And I'm like, wait, what? You just went from weed? You can't get weed, but you can get meth, and it's $10 a point. And at the time it was 10, but then at one point it was $20 a point, and which is insane. But I was just like, and what's a point? It's like, well, 1 point of a gram. I'm like, so there's 10 points in a gram. So 1 point. Could you imagine if you bought weed in points? 1 point of weed. It's like a bad hit. I don't know. It's just such a weird system. I just thought that was weird. That I was like, no, I can't get weed, but I got meth. That's like saying, oh, I need to buy a car. You got any Hyundais? No, we got Ferraris. We got Maybachs. Yeah. What? I can't afford that. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was weird.
But I think all the years of stuff like that, like, MDMA use, because that was one of my favorites too back.
Me too, yeah.
And meth and being a weekend warrior with Coke and crack. I smoked quite a bit of crack when I was younger, like my late teenage years and stuff like that. I wonder if that's one of the reasons why I'm not producing like proper dopamine levels now, right? Even though it's years and years and years ago.
It comes back. It should come back. I was told when I went to treatment that it takes a year for your synapses to start firing normally again. It takes a year of sobriety for stuff to start working and your levels to normalize. Yeah. And like my liver enzymes were a little bit high when I first got sober, and then after a year they normalized, which is amazing because I drank a lot. and the fact that I still have a good liver is amazing. But yeah, no. So I think that it'll really your dopamine levels are low. You think?
I have no idea. It's probably just my seasonal depression.
Right.
But I like
I
going
get
back
it too.
going back before to what I was telling you. Like I feel like I can't. I've had a hard time my entire life just getting like enjoyment out of things. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get bored easily. Like I'm bored right now, and I'm just kidding. I get bored easily. I constantly need to be kind of doing something in order to feel joy. Like I like going out and seeing new things and trying new things. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to spend an evening around the house just sitting around watching TV.
Right.
Like that sounds like a nightmare to me.
Really?
Whereas, my wife loves that. So like we kind of pull each other in these opposite directions where
maybe you have it sounds like you have ADHD.
I might. I probably have something. I've never been diagnosed with anything, but I've never done the tests or anything like that too. So I just find like, yeah. And I going back to what we were talking about before, I think that's one of the reasons that I became such a substance user because, the boredom.
Yeah.
It was a cure for boredom.
It really was.
Yeah.
I think I self-medicated because I don't think that I was on proper ADHD meds back in the day. And I think that's why they say a lot of, when I went to treatment, they said, it doesn't surprise me that you're a cocaine user. You have ADHD to the like severe ADHD, and stimulants, CNS, central nervous system stimulants have the opposite effect on people. Like someone who doesn't have ADHD, cocaine will speed them up.
Yeah.
Someone with ADHD, it'll slow them down. Yeah. I remember taking ecstasy and which is a crazy CNS stimulant. It would like, I wouldn't talk even. I would get really quiet for the first little bit.
Wow.
Like, and I remember one time snorting a line of meth and passing out. Yeah. And which is sometimes if I take my ADHD meds in the morning, like Concerta, I'm on Concerta, and which is methylphenidate hydrochloride. It is an amphetamine kind of. And sometimes it'll make me want to go back to bed.
Okay.
For the first couple hours or whatever. Like once it kicks in, it gives you that little.
Same thing with Adderall, right? Like if you don't have it,
exactly.
Adderall gets you all.
Yeah, poor man's cocaine. Yeah, and that's essentially what I'm on. Like a more a watered down version of it. Like it's all Adderall's a brand.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Adderall is methylphenidate. I believe it's methylphenidate hydrochloride or hydrobromide. I'm not a doctor, but
Are you sure?
It's
not what you told me before.
So now as I snap the glove on,
that lunch wasn't free.
Yeah. MDMA. Do you know what MDMA stands for? No. Methyl dioxide, methylamphetamines. When I did take a year of university at U of W, and I did take chemistry and some biochem or like chemistry program courses, and so I did learn a little bit about like the periodic table of elements and that kind of stuff, and different bases and organic forms of certain things, and like, did you in your meth use, did you ever hear someone say pure meth or the purity of it? This stuff is pure.
I heard that thrown around,
which is crazy because it's a man-made substance. Yeah. There's no organic basis. There's no organic form to base it off of. How can you have? That's like saying pure gasoline.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was interesting. But MDMA stands for methyl dioxide methylamphetamine, which is so crystal meth is oxidized methylamphetamine. So there's methyl hydrate, and methyl hydrate gets broken down into. But I know a little bit about it. But it's just they're very similar, but they're different forms.
Sure.
So it's kind of like evolution. You know how Pokemon evolve?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's exactly like Pokemon. You know, Matt is like Pokemon.
I was up with the Pokemon with this guy. Jeez.
Wait, have I mentioned that multiple times?
I think every single podcast you mentioned Pokemon at least once. I think.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, because I sell Pokemon cards. Okay.
I'm a big fan of yours.
I appreciate it.
What you're doing. Derek too, by the way. Shout out Derek.
Yeah, shout out Derek. Definitely. I think it'd be a fun dynamic to have all three of us on here.
You think there's enough camera space for all of us?
I have a third chair over there. We could drag in.
Chair. Amazing.
Yeah. You could probably plop it right here. It'd be a cozy.
Have one of us sitting on the floor, crisscross applesauce. Meth, though, going back to meth for a second, I don't want we're turning this into like the meth cast here. there is something, and I've tried a lot of drugs, and there's something about meth that felt particularly evil. And I don't use that term lightly. Like there's something about it. And I know that a lot of drugs can produce evil in people and just bring out the worst in people, but there is something about that drug that almost felt like you were under the influence of something really bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was, and I saw it in other people too. And you know, people literally losing their minds, people literally seeing people coming through the windows and stuff like that. Like once
Right.
those kind of auditory hallucinations start happening, you know, you're pretty cooked at that point.
Well, that would be the sleep deprivation because it does keep you up.
And because you're not eating, you're not sleeping.
You're not getting two key elements that we need to live.
Yeah.
Also, it's so there's got to be a chemical component to that as well. There's got to be something with the methyl hydrate. Once you oxidize a compound that's as unstable as methyl hydrate, which is if you have a pure glass of methyl hydrate and you smell it, it'll take your senses away.
Yeah.
Like it's so bad. It's worse than steril. Have you ever smelled sterilizer and it like burns your nose?
Yeah.
It's worse than that. And so the fact that we're putting that kind of stuff into our bodies and not even, and like, I can't even imagine what smoking it would do. Like, because you're burned now you're getting the, I don't know.
Well, you're not technically smoking, you're vaporizing it.
Yeah, that is true. It's like these dabs. It's actually very similar to dabs. Actually, the treatment program I was in, they banned dabs because people were putting meth in their tanks.
Love finds a way.
Yeah, love will find a way. Love will find a way. That's hilarious. Yeah, and they were dissolving it in their juice, and then they were basically vaping meth. And that's essentially
Crazy.
what it. Yeah, that's
Crazy.
essentially what you're doing. You're vaporizing it, like because you're turning a solid into a liquid. What happens when you oxidize methyl hydrate is it turns it from a liquid into a solid. So when you burn it, it turns or mix it in water. And if you're going to shoot it, you're turning a solid that was a liquid back into a liquid. I don't know. I can't remember but it changes the chemical makeup of the compound. I'd have to look. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'm sure I'm not 100% on that, but there's a lot more. I think of things a little bit more logical now.
Yeah.
And there's got to be something like you're messing with chemical compounds. You're turning it back into its original form into this compound, and there's not even like I said before, it's not an organic substance. It gets made at some point.
Yeah.
Synthesized and whatnot, and
people just do weird shit on that stuff, man. Like, I walk into someone's garage to buy something, and they're in there, like they got this splayed electrical cord out, and they're trying to put a different plug onto this cord, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Is your cord broke? Nope, just put a new plug. Like what? Like
people turning TVs into radios into TVs.
Weird stuff.
Yeah, it's tweaking.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah, or I remember watching a woman draw like on napkins and just like like on a thing of paper towel, like a paper, like how it has a pattern on it.
Yeah.
Like tracing the outline of that pattern.
Yeah.
And doing a whole roll of bounty paper towel.
Crazy.
Like that. Like that's that's dedication. Like, you can't use that paper towel anymore. Yeah. It's not going to be as absorbent. It's full of pen ink. Yeah, that's a weird one. But I know there's a similarity between MDMA and meth because I saw similar, like I've seen the jaw tweak.
Yeah.
I feel
like I do that naturally now. I'm just always kind of like,
Oh, going back, you said how you didn't get any permanent effects from the meth use. Different people have different chemical makeups. We're all different. I've had roommates when I was in treatment that smoked crack pretty much, like 20 plus years and were completely normal. And then you see someone who smoked crack 5 or 10 years and they're just like, they're twitchy. They're all over the place. And so it's like, well, why is one person can do this and act like this?
Different people have different predispositions to being certain ways, I guess. Like I grew up with a guy who's my age, and unfortunately, when we were younger, me and my friends kind of introduced him to drugs, and it started with weed and mushrooms and stuff, and eventually went into crack and a few psychedelic trips, and that guy just never came back from that.
Really?
Like, he's still struggling, and like to this day, struggling really hard and like mentally just unwell, and just it changed him, right? Like, and like guys like us, I think, are really blessed because we came out of it with most of our marbles left.
Right. Yeah.
But there are some people that don't. And even if after they get sober, sometimes it's never like you're playing Russian roulette, right?
Yeah. I'm thankful because I think I'm smarter than I think I'm smarter now than I was before. And not just because of education, because I did get some education. I got my grade 12, got some university. But it's like it comes, they say, unless you're huffing, I think the clinical therapist at the treatment center I was at told me, unless you're, aside from huffing, that's the one exception, like huffing gas or Sullivan's, you grow back most of the almost 100% of the grip brain cells that you lost when you did drugs. It can take up to a year, but yeah, like for the most part, they come back, but huffing kills them completely.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Insane. I'm glad I never huffed really. I mean, maybe like, I don't know, like when
you huffed a little huffing.
Did a little huffing here and there. Well, growing up in this is how I justify growing up in small towns. Growing up in small towns, it's hard to get real drugs.
And you try stupid stuff.
Sometimes you huff spray paint. Sometimes you huff, sometimes you Sharpie marker a little too romantic with a Sharpie marker.
Do you remember all those myths when we were younger too? Like nutmeg. Oh, if you smoke nutmeg, or what was it? I heard one time peanut skins. I heard that.
I never heard that one. I heard nutmeg. The peanut shells, you mean?
The skins. Like, how you shell a peanut and they have that layer of like orange skin on it.
Brown skin.
If you smoke that, apparently you were like,
really.
That was some kind of old wives' tale. I don't know.
I heard nutmeg. I heard oregano. No, it wasn't oregano. It was paprika. Maybe it was nutmeg, but that's not true.
I don't think so. Do you have any nutmeg?
I don't. You got any star anise?
I do have star anise actually at home.
Yeah, that's
it's the little star, like they use it for the flavoring in like chicken noodle soup.
Yeah. Star anise.
It's a Mennonite. Well, it's not just Mennonite. Mennonites don't have claim to the star anise, but they use it in a lot of stuff in their soups.
Oh, okay. Have you ever heard? My friend of my grandma's friend, this is, I don't know why I'm telling this story, but my grandma's friend told me, talking about Mennonites, my grandma's friend is a cook. She cooks a lot. And I should say friend, just my grandma's friend, but like, a woman I grew up with, grew up on the same street with. Anyways, she cooks a lot, and she was telling me not that long ago about you should go to this website called MennoniteGirlsCanCook.com, and I'm just like, oh, you can already tell the joke.
See where this is going.
I've been going to a different site. Mennonite Girls. It's like I was like, oh, I'll check out this website out. What else can Mennonite Girls do?
Oh God, we're losing them.
This is that laugh I was telling you about that I don't do very often, where I completely lose my mind. But like, that's a website. Somebody made that website, MennoniteGirlsCanCook.com, and it's apparently all these Mennonite dishes and stuff like that, like Shimon Fat and Kilkia and Brannikia and all this kind of stuff.
You need to marry yourself a nice Mennonite girl, Mikey.
Oh,
I don't know. Lots around here. Lots of nice Mennonite girls.
Yeah, I don't really think like that. I like my own. I like being single. I like being living my bachelor life. I love it. Yeah,
I couldn't. I couldn't be single for a day. It would kill me.
Oh yeah, I love it. Then it's like you got to talk to them all the time.
They're in your space.
Yeah, it's like I want to play video games. I want to watch He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and on my special edition Blu-ray, and listen to the commentary tracks. Women don't want to watch that. They want to watch The Notebook.
That's it.
That's it. Just The Notebook and your vampire books. Watch the Twilight series. Have you ever watched the Twilight movie?
I have not. My wife has tried to get me to a few times because she's a fan of like vampire type stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind.
She admits they're super cheesy, but sometimes I'll come home from like the gym or something and she'll have the TV on and Twilight's on. I'm like, not today.
Not today.
Nuh-uh.
Did you watch Game of Thrones at all?
No.
I watched seasons 1 to 5, and then I lost. See, the thing with binging a show is I recently started to watch. I'm into zombies. I'm on a zombie kick right now. Okay. So I'm watching like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Walking Dead. I'm playing the Resident Evil games. And I'll watch, like, I remember when Walking Dead was on TV still, or Netflix when it first started airing. They would release half a season at a time, and I remember getting to a point where I watched the first 5 seasons in like 2 week period, and then I got bored of it, and then I picked it up again. And then recently, this was like 10 years ago, when season 6 came out, I watched the first half of season 6 and it soured me because it was terrible. And people and I would tell people this, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, you have to, no. The second half of season 6 is when it gets good again. You gotta start." So the other day, I started watching season 6, second half, episode 9, and they're right. It's gotten a lot better. So I'm gonna finish that. But I'll get like, if a show like Game of Thrones, which is like 8 seasons, I'll watch the first 5 and get bored, or like name a show that has more than 5 seasons. I'll watch the first 5 and I'll just get sick of it and I won't finish it.
Yeah,
that's how it was with How I Met Your Mother. I ended up finishing How I Met Your Mother and I loved it. But you binge, but I'll binge it. Like, I'll do it like in a 2-week period. I'll watch 5. That's a lot of shows to watch in 2 weeks. So, are you a big binger? Do you binge watch?
I don't really have the time, working full time and just
I get it.
having high maintenance animals as I do.
Yeah.
Having a wife and a family, and there's only so much time you have. Also, like I said, being a hopeless wrestling addict.
Right.
But I have binge shows. Like when Stranger Things came out, I binged the whole first season, but that was only 1 season. So
that's what I did. I got tired, then I started watching the second season, and it wasn't doing it for me.
Yeah, I'm not a big series guy. Like if a series has more than a few seasons, I'm probably not going to watch it. Like the last one I watched was this Netflix series called Dark. And
I heard that one.
It was German, so it's all in subtitles. You could have the closed captions on, but I hate that. I'd rather read the subtitles. I don't like when the voice doesn't match up.
Is that a satanic show?
No, it's not a satanic show. It's on time travel. So I don't want to no spoiler. I just spoiled it, but yeah, it's about time travel.
Okay,
it's actually not. It's not really that dark, so I'm not sure why it's called that. It's a show about alternate universes and these kids that have to go back in time.
I heard on a podcast that somebody was talking about it, and somebody else had watched it, and after they watched it, weird things were happening in their home.
Oh, really? I don't think it would have been that one.
Maybe it wasn't dark.
That series just went on forever, and the payoff was bad. And by the end of it, they talk in this weird dialogue that it was pretentious. And I know my wife liked it, but we have different tastes and stuff.
Right.
And then I guess before that, I watched Ozark.
Ozark's so good. I
finished
good. That one. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that I enjoyed.
Jason Bateman. Oh, what an underrated actor, I think. Well, maybe he's not underrated. I just feel like not enough people he's really good at.
He's used to comedic roles and stuff like that. So you're used to seeing him in, and he did really good in that whole show was great. I do feel, as most shows do, it kind of lost some steam closer to the end, but it was still good.
Of course, they all do. They all lose steam. You can only go so long. Like Breaking Bad, the last season of Breaking Bad was absolutely. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Better Call Saul, I watched, got sick of that, but I did finish it. But it was the first 3 seasons were good, and then, but yeah, I watch. What was I gonna say? I was talking about something. You're talking about wrestling. Oh yeah, you mentioned. I went off when you were talking about high maintenance animals. Do you remember? I don't have any pets. I love animals though.
Yeah.
Remember when I ran into you in Morden that one time? You were walking a dog, a big, I think it was like a Rottweiler or something like that. And then I gave it a treat. I gave it I can't remember what I gave it, a pig's ear or something, and then do you remember that?
Yeah, I used to have just random pig's ears in your
I ran in dog treats
kicking around.
I worked at a campground, and so there were always dogs around, so I always had treats for the dogs because I'm a sucker. I gotta everyone has to like me all the time, and that does not stop at animals. Animals they'll remember you. My mom's dog will come to me as soon as I walk in the door and be all happy and because I used to give her treats like crazy, but then I stopped because she started getting a little chunky. But my mom would tell me not to give her treats anymore. So, but still hasn't changed. I haven't given her a treat in 2 years, and she still comes to me right away, expecting treats. Yeah, she knows me.
Oh yeah, they don't forget.
They don't forget
the love you get from animals, especially dogs. And it's weird because I started as a cat person. I was never even a dog person. That's a whole story for a different time. But the love you get from dogs is second to none. Well, I shouldn't say second to none. The human love's great.
Right.
It's different. It's different than anything you'll get from a person or anything else. It's something special, and I know that sounds kind of lame, but only dog people will really understand.
No, I get it. I love dogs. Dogs are awesome. I dog sit. I house sit and dog sit for family and other friends and people like that. And yeah, like the dogs are just so crazy. It's fun when you run into a dog who hates other dogs but loves people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, it's crazy. Why are you so happy? Like, you ever meet dogs that hate other dogs?
Oh, absolutely. I've had dogs like that. Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy, but they love you, and they absolutely love people. Like complete strangers will come up to, and they'll just be super happy around them, but then hate other dogs, which is so weird. What do you think that is when a dog could that just be it was taken from its mother too soon? Is that a thing?
No idea. I have no idea.
Dogs that eat other animals.
Some of it is just, they're possessive of their space and their territory, and they see you, and everywhere they are is their territory, and another dog that's coming close is just infringing on that, right? So
do you think it's jealousy too, maybe?
Sure.
They don't want the attention going to another.
It could be, it could be bad past experiences, but not always. Like, a lot of times people always say like, oh, that dog must have been abused or something. I think people go to that a little too much. Like, if you don't know, it's probably not best to assume something was abused. Like, that's not.
Or do you ever hear a dog owner is like, oh, she doesn't like men, or he doesn't like
that
men.
Is a thing though. Like,
really?
My dog Max does not like, well, he doesn't really like anyone, but like, men especially. Like, he has a thing with men. Like,
really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Do you think he'd like me?
No.
Really? Is it because I'm like this?
Yeah. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, that's like my friend Sean. Shout out Sean and Nikki. They're R.I.P. Lily. Their bull mastiff Great Dane dog hated me, and it's because they thought it was because I was all like this. Like, all up.
Yeah. Max likes certain women. Like, he's a real ladies man. Like, he gets that from his dad. No, I'm just kidding. He's a real ladies man. He likes like most women, but he especially does not like men. He does not like kids. He likes other dogs. He's good with other dogs, and he's gotten
fascinating.
Better. He's chilled out over the years. Like, he's 9 now, so he's pretty chill. But when we first got him, like, if I was walking him down the street and another dude walked by and even just looked at me, he would start.
Really?
Yeah. It took me, like, when I first met that dog, it took me like 2 weeks to even be able to take him out of his kennel to, like, because he was a Humane Society dog back when I worked there. So it was a lot of work with him. So
that's crazy. What happened? I wonder. Something happened?
Probably abused. No, I'm just kidding. I just
decided to be abused.
I don't. Yeah. He just
like. Do you hate men? Oh, I wanted to talk because you know dogs really well. Okay, is it true or is it a myth? Derek thought it was a myth that. I heard a comedian talk about it on a podcast about how there's no racist. Oh, my dog's racist. You ever hear that one? Oh, my dog. It's like, no, it's because when you walk by a person of color or somebody else, anyone that you're not uncomfortable with, you tense up on the leash, you pull up on the leash, and the dog can sense that. So if you tense up on the leash when you pass a black person, the dogs will be like, oh, we're tensing up because of that, and then they'll start barking. Oh, my dog barks at black people, or dog barks at Asian people. My dog's racist. Is there any truth in that?
The dog starts grabbing his wallet. That's all I'm doing.
Is there any, or do you think there's any?
I remember that conversation that you and Derek had, and I believe I'm somewhere in the middle on that. I definitely believe that there is some truth to that. Dogs can sense your anxiety on the leash, like absolutely. They can sense. They are such good readers of your body language.
Right.
The racist thing. I mean, our dogs, I don't think, see color the way we do. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. So I'm not sure whether the different pigment skin would be a factor. But I definitely believe, and I've experienced this enough to know that if you are nervous on the leash, or if you're exhibiting nervous body language or nervous speech to the dog, it will get more nervous too.
Or even if not even a person of color, like even a white person or a dog, another dog, and you tense up, the dog can sense that.
Yes. Yeah, there are times where, like, because I've walked a lot of reactive dogs since I used to care for dogs for a living, right? Full time. I've walked a lot of reactive dogs, and I noticed that they sometimes wait for my reaction before they even start doing anything. So we'll get close to another dog, and I have this reactive dog with me, but it's not reacting yet. But the minute I like try to pull it away or act a little tense, that's when it's triggered to react, right?
Really? So okay.
They definitely do sense. They do sense, because dogs. If you're their owner or you're their care provider, they look to you for everything, right? Like they're patterning their behavior a lot around you as well, right? And so there is some truth to that. Now is it because you're nervous that a black guy's walking by? I mean, I don't know if there's any science behind that, but
Well, no, I'm saying that you take the dog. Okay, yeah, because the dog can't necessarily see color. You're saying,
Yeah, like our dogs. Are dogs racist? Like, can dogs tell if someone's a different color? I don't think so.
Okay, I know that dogs can't see orange, and that's why, I know, like I used to dog sit this dog that would go crazy for other animals, but would leave orange cats alone.
Oh wow!
And I'm wondering if that's because they can't see orange.
Well, no, it can still see. It can still smell the thing, and you have to understand that a dog's scent smell is a lot more powerful than its sight, even. So it still smelt that cat and knew exactly it was there. So I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe it was just a preference. Maybe they are racist. Maybe they're just pricks. I don't know.
Oh, it's an orange cat. You know what they say about those orange cats.
Dogs can be a pain in the ass sometimes, though. Like, as much as I just said how much I love them, they can also be like a huge pain, to deal with. They're like kids that never grow up. Like, you can't really go anywhere. So my dogs have behavior problems. They're with us because they couldn't be anywhere else, really.
Right.
And we can't go anywhere for night because there's no one to take care of them. We're lucky if we can sneak off for an evening here and there. We have a friend that comes over and looks after them, which is really appreciated. But that's only for an evening here and there.
How many dogs do you have?
2. I had 3 at one point, but one passed away. So
Sweets. Yeah, I remember that.
She was a fantastic dog, but yeah.
How many cats do you have?
3. Too many animals. It's like a zoo.
Yeah.
One wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, okay.
I don't keep one in the shed.
So you're okay. So I was just gonna, not that it matters, but like you mentioned, like there's bylaws that you can't have. What are your thoughts on bylaws about not being able to own more than 6 animals, and only 2 can be dogs?
I think in Morden it's 4.
4 dogs?
I think in Morden it's 4 animals altogether, and only 2.
Really?
So I'm probably outing myself here.
That's whatever.
Yeah.
Really? I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I think the bylaw back, at least when I was working for the shelter, which was many years ago now. Actually, man, time goes by quick. But many years ago, it was you were allowed 4 animals within the city limits. 2 of them can be dogs. You could have 4 cats if none of them were dogs.
Right.
But,
yeah.
I don't know who's.
And Morden used to not be, like, Morden's always been, as long as I can remember, Morden you could have boa constrictors. You could have boa constrictors or like ball pythons. You could have large breed snakes as long as they were non-venomous. Winkler had a bylaw up until a few years ago. Now you can have where you couldn't have any large breed snakes, like no boa constrictors. Or do you know anything about this?
Nothing about that. I didn't come across that very much.
And now you can. Like the pet store in Winkler has a Brazilian. I don't know if they still have it, but last time I was there, they had a Brazilian rainbow boa, a beautiful snake. It's got this rainbow shimmery scales.
Oh yeah,
beautiful snake. My friend in the city had one that used to eat baby rabbits. Like, you feed it once a month, then you feed it like a rabbit or a baby. Like, it was a big snake.
Yeah, it's the way life is.
Yeah, and some snakes just won't touch it if it's dead. Like, won't eat something unless it's alive. It has to catch it, and it wraps itself around it and constricts it. Boa constrictors and ball pythons. I know. You've known some people in Morden with big snakes, I'm sure.
I've known of them. I've never known any personally.
Oh, okay.
I've known. I had a friend that used to have a snake, but she lives in Winnipeg now, and I think one of my dog clients that I still actually look after, I think they have a snake in their home, or they used to, but I don't. Yeah.
Well, we know. So I don't know. Whatever. AJ had a snake, had a ball python at one point.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah.
And but yeah, I know, as you could always but yeah, snakes. So bylaws change over time.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Winkler. I think in Winkler it's 6 animals. Only 2 can be dogs. And obviously they don't count like guinea pigs and like small or.
And I think those rules exist to prevent hoarding, because we all know of situations where there's been animal hoarding. People have too many animals to look after. And I'm thinking of a few right now, just in Morden alone.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much those bylaws are enforced, but I think they're there for a reason, because there are times where, even with breeders too, like you have backyard breeders that have too many pets and they're in bad condition. So we'll try to eliminate that too as much as possible, the unethical breeding.
Right.
Yeah. So they're there for a reason.
Do you think that is there such a thing as a bad dog or a bad like, you know, say, oh, he's a good boy. Is any dog not a good boy? There's some. Can any dog be bad if they're raised that way, or like can any bad dog be like that Cesar Millan, how he takes the worst dogs and makes them good?
I mean, I have never been a dog trainer. I do have some natural skills that have helped me rehabilitate quite a few animals. When I was working at the shelter, I took in animals I probably shouldn't have just because they were somewhat dangerous, and I have rehabilitated them to a certain extent. I have met a few dogs that were beyond what I could do, beyond what our resources could do. So
right.
I think any dog has the potential to be bad, but not every bad dog has the potential to be good. Do you know what I mean? Like, even the nicest dog has the potential to bite or potential to be a problem. But there are some bad dogs that are, I shouldn't even call them bad dogs because I know there's no bad dogs.
Yeah, whatever, they're all good boys.
There are still some very difficult cases.
Like, you know, that dog that I brought with a friend of mine.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. Yeah, that was a hopeless cause, I think.
You know what? That was a very special dog to me. That dog became like my pet project at that place. Yes, absolutely. And I had him to the point where me and that dog were rolling around on the ground, wrestling. He trusted me fully. I took him up to Stanley Park and ran him off leash. The only shelter dog I ever took off leash because I knew he wouldn't go anywhere. But he ended up not working out. So
yeah, that's sad.
I loved that dog. That's exactly who I was thinking about when you're talking about this.
Yeah, and I don't know. I know a little bit about the history because obviously I was friends with the previous owner. But like, I know. But yeah, it was. And again, you were probably the second or third or maybe fourth person who could do the roll around with him and not get their head bitten off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a special bond. It's crazy that you can do that. Like the whole car ride. I remember that whole car ride coming from Winnipeg, an hour and a half car ride coming from Winnipeg to drop that dog off. I couldn't look at the dog without being growled at.
Yeah. He was a problem.
Yeah, I would be like, and then my buddy would be like, tag, like, and then we'll give him another piece of beef jerky. I'm feeding this dog beef jerky and Dr. Pepper. Like, should this dog be having caffeine? Got a big gulp of Dr. Pepper, and it would lap it up and eat beef jerky, and then
One of the heartbreaking things about working in the rescue industry, and one of the things that actually. One of the reasons why I couldn't do that job any longer is just the emotional toll it takes on you.
Right.
You have a big heart for these animals, and you have to realize you can't save them all. And there's only so much space, so much money, so much time, so many vet bills you can pay. There's only so many limited resources, right? And so that job really took a big toll on me.
I believe it. That's like me working in the treatment center, working with a different kind of animal. Because you absorb everyone's problems, and I imagine the animals it's the same. You absorb their problems, and you take on these cases.
Yeah,
and so working in the treatment industry is definitely.
Yeah,
I did it for 4 years. And it took its toll, and I just couldn't do it anymore. But I cherished the moments that I had, and the time, and the people that I helped and tried to help, and people that helped me, and so I imagine it'd be quite rewarding a job working with dogs.
It was rewarding, but it ran its course for me. And I was also during the height of my addiction problems during that time too.
Right.
So like it was, that job, I don't want to say caused it because I made my own choices, but it added to it, right? It added to it. It was the kind of job that you never quite left. Like people would be getting a hold of me. Like if the shelter was closed and they found a cat or something, they'd find my personal Facebook page. They'd start messaging me, posting on my wall. Wow. They would show up to my house. Like people would find out where I lived. And like, it was a nonstop. Plus, I was managing a group of like 90 volunteers. I have one paid staff.
Wow.
And then about 90 volunteers. And managing volunteers is different than paid staff because you can't just fire them, right?
Right.
So half the time people wouldn't show up to their shifts. I mean, there were some really good ones, don't get me wrong. But people are flaky with volunteering.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare.
If no one shows up, guess who has to come in and do chores? Well, the manager, right? So it was that and just the emotional toll it took. So I still think very fondly of that job, and I have my animals because of that place.
Right.
But it was tough, and it takes a real strong personality to be able to be successful in that role.
I believe it. Yeah.
How many people do you think that came out of treatment were successful? Like, is there a percentage?
They said 2%.
Wow.
was the success rate. I don't know how they get that. I know that in my 5 years there, like I was there for a year as a resident and 4 years as a staff member, and I probably met 3,000 people come and go, because some people would last a day. Some people, like, it was a revolving door. There was constantly people coming and going. And I know for a fact, I know I can count on two. I have 10 fingers. I can count, and I don't need more than that to count the amount of people that I know for a fact are still sober today.
Wow.
Like 6 or 7, maybe 8 people that did what I did, for like, from, that are doing just as good as me, if not better.
Yeah. You could probably assume there's a few more that you just didn't need to follow up on, right? But still, exactly. The numbers are low.
And people that like were in the thick of it, like were way worse off than me, that were way deeper in like criminal involvement and gang involvement, that turned it around. And it's hard to get out of that life.
Yeah.
And I was just on the cusp. Like, I'm not trying to minimize anything I did. Like, I was just in my mind, like, I was a low level drug dealer. Like, I wasn't, like, I'm not trying to minimize that, but like, I wasn't like a kingpin of any sorts. Yeah. And
there's a certain level you make to where there's really not a lot of getting out.
Like, I remember there was a point when I was selling where I tried to get a job and I just wasn't getting hired. I remember trying to get my own place, like an actual apartment, not just a room above a bar. And it was impossible. Like, it was, people in small towns know, like, oh no, this guy, they're not going to rent an apartment if it's going to have the door kicked in, you know what I mean? Or I don't want to, I'm not going to hire you if you're not going to show up because you're going to be partying. Like, I knew I had to go till the wheels fell off. Mm-hmm. And I told myself a year before I got busted, I was like, when I get busted, I'm done. And I stuck to that. And I kept, I had some good support still. Like, I had Doug, like a Scorch, and I had some good supports that were really rooting for me, and a family that was supportive once I got sober for a bit and I was doing well, and friends like yourself, and I had some good support. So I was like, there are people that try to go through that program, that you have to drop everyone negatively out of your life. And if that means family, then that means family. And that's tough for people to drop their family. You have to drop every negative person, and you have to completely change. And there's people that are like, that were abused growing up, or they have the people that have legitimate reasons for using. There's no legitimate reason to use, but some of those people had it.
Yo, I don't
like you know what I mean.
There's
like,
some pretty good excuses.
There's some pretty good excuses. Like, you were what?
Yeah.
Like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or you were there, or you were this, you were that. But yeah. So I don't know. That wasn't the original question you would ask, but the success rate is very low.
Wow.
And I think and I heard this stat. I don't know who gets these stats. There's only one way to know for sure if someone's in, because even for me, like, it's not a success until I'm sober, till the day I die, right? Like, it's not.
I guess so, eh?
Yeah. So how are you tracking these people? Like, how are you? Teen Challenge, I heard, has a 7% success rate. Again, I don't know where these stats come from, but they do have the highest success rate of any other treatment program, even higher than AA. And AA is actually extremely low.
I never liked AA.
I liked it. It was a good resource to tap into before you get into a long-term residential treatment program. Because I went to it for 3 months before going to the treatment program I went to, and it was good I went to as many meetings as possible, and Doug took me, Scorch, who was my AA sponsor at the time, but once I got to this treatment program, which was behavioral based and not behavior based, and not like AA is addiction or disease based. So it's like they believe it's a disease, something you never kick, and so the two conflicted. So I haven't been to an AA meeting since in over 15 years.
I went years ago, back when I was like really, one of the times in life where I was really struggling with alcohol, and I didn't like it. It felt really culty to me.
Yeah,
it felt like church without God, almost. Like it was like they borrow a lot of the same jargon, and yet it doesn't have the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? The same.
And I feel like the war stories, they encourage telling war stories.
Yeah.
And then people are trying to match each other.
They feed off each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a terrible way to do things, I think.
Yeah. Just start making things up.
Yeah. Just going. I would like to go to AA just to run bits. I feel like it'd be a good room to run bits, to run, like, working on new material. Like, let's see if this crushes.
Free coffee, lots of cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah. Coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That's this has been good. I like this. This is good. Just talking. I don't know. I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to say. I think I don't know what we're doing for time.
I have no idea when we started.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I feel like we're at over an hour. I don't know if you wanted to end it there or
we can end it there.
Yeah. Right on. All right. That's been another episode of Space Up the Podcast, episode 8. And we'll see you. Catch you on the next one.